It's finally here, the matchup we've all been waiting for. Rob Gronkowski and Jalen Ramsey going at it this week. I'm Alex Barth. He's Evan Lazar from Gillette Stadium, where the Patriots are preparing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Gronk will tell you, he told us after practice, we're playing them. It's not him playing Ramsey. It's we, the Patriots, playing them, the Jaguars. But before we get into the trash talk back and forth, how much head-to-head do you think we'll actually see of Ramsey and Gronkowski on Sunday?
Well, if it's up to the Patriots coaching staff, I don't think a lot. Because really, when you look at this Jaguars secondary, the weaknesses are at the safety position. Barry Church, Tayshaun Gibson, not guys that are necessarily known for being great coverage guys. Gibson is more of a center fielder, not a guy that's going to be on a man-to-man. And Barry Church is more of a run defender, not a guy that's going to be great in coverage. So I think if the Patriots' game plan is probably going to be to keep Gronkowski away from Ramsey as much as possible, I think the Jaguars are going to have a plan to maybe shadow Gronkowski when he's not in line in the slot or out wide with Ramsey. So I think we're going to see it, and it's going to be a heavyweight battle, two of the best of the positions.
And when we do see it, you've watched the film. Where are the advantages, where are the disadvantages for each? How's Gronk going to try to play Ramsey? How's Ramsey going to try to play Gronk?
Well, I think that whenever you go up against Rob Gronkowski, one of the things that's clear is you're not going to out-physical Gronk.
No.
Right? You're not going to be bigger or stronger. And Ramsey's the type of guy that does like to bang at the line of scrimmage, and he wants to do that.
Do you think he'll try to go that route against Gronk?
I think that that's his style of play. He's a physical dude. That's just what he's always been, whether it was in college or now. So I don't think that Ramsey and a lot of these Jacksonville Jaguars, they like to just stick to their formula. Like, this is something that we know works. This is something that we can win with. So I don't think that they're going to go very much outside their comfort zone. So it's going to be interesting to see if Ramsey does try to be physical with Gronk at the line. A lot of people are always like, why does Gronk get so many free releases? Why don't guys chip? That's because Gronk is bigger than that.
He'll, in his words, remove you from the club.
Yeah, exactly. So if you try to get too physical with Gronk, you're kind of fighting a losing battle.
And then on the other side, how does Gronk go at Ramsey?
Well, I think that with Gronk, it's always going to be about body positioning with him. He's not going to run by a lot of people anymore, and he's not necessarily ever a guy that was going to run by people. So using his physicality, using his size, using his body to shield defenders like we saw in that back shoulder touchdown against Houston, you'd be able to use his body to kind of contort his way into the end zone there. So I think that that's kind of what we're going to see a lot against Jacksonville as well.
So when we saw these comments by Jalen Ramsey earlier this summer, I thought of one name. Aaron Smith, the safety for the Steelers. That was 07, right?
Yeah.
07, he came out, he called the Patriots overrated, and Tom Brady and the Patriots offense just attacked him over and over, and he got burnt numerous times in that game. And I think that's the last we ever heard of Aaron Smith. Now, Jalen Ramsey, only a year in, is clearly a better player than Smith was, but do you think Ramsey earns that sort of target, whether it be Gronk or whoever he's guarding? Do you think there is a target on Jalen Ramsey come Sunday, and that's somebody Brady's going to want to attack to prove a point?
I hope not. If you're a Patriots fan, listen, I mean, Jalen Ramsey, I've said this before, maybe win a ring, maybe win a couple playoff games, go on more than 1 year of a successful run with a couple playoff wins last year before you start talking shit about Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady and the Patriots, that have a couple of rings on their fingers. So I think that, overall, it's like, you're a great player, Jalen Ramsey. You're an all-pro, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. I think he needs it, honestly. I think he needs to trash talk. A lot of guys in sports, whether it's, throughout the history of sports, keep coming back to Kevin Garnett, who, is a great trash talker for the Celtics.
The best. Not a great, the best trash talker, but we'll save that for the Celtics CLNS guys.
I think that, those types of guys need that kind of fire. They need to put themselves on that spot of saying, I'm going to shut this guy down. He's nothing. He's a chump. That's how they kind of get themselves going and themselves hyped up. So I think that that's kind of the type of player that Jalen Ramsey is.
So let me ask you this then, and Rob Gronkowski was asked about this after practice today a couple of times. This game does have the potential to get chippy. It does have the potential to get physical. Let's say Ramsey has a bad game. Let's say they do take advantage of him, specifically Gronkowski. Is this something that's going to carry on? Are we still going to hear from Jalen Ramsey about Rob Gronkowski after this game if he has trouble with him?
Absolutely. I mean, Jalen Ramsey doesn't stop talking, right?
Ain't no rest for the wicked?
Yeah, he is going to talk throughout this entire season about every opponent, everyone he goes up against, whoever it is. I would assume that these two teams have a very good chance to play each other again in January, and we're going to hear it all over again about him versus Rob Gronkowski. And whichever way it goes, it doesn't really matter, I don't think.
We'll see. Jalen Ramsey's going to keep talking. We'll keep talking as well about the game leading up to the Patriots and the Jaguars on Sunday. For all the content, make sure you're following us on Twitter at Patriots CLNS, and check us out online at clnsmedia.com. For Evan Lazar, I'm Alex Barth from Gillette Stadium for CLNS.